Marcus, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.
Welcome back, folks, for a new episode of Leaked, and today we'll cover all the new content and changes that's coming in patch 9.15 to Water Tanks. Now this patch should arrive around May 9th. The test server should be live around April 27th. So everything is preliminary and they're subject to change as usual, but I'm 80% sure or confident that the stuff are going to stay the way I'm telling it in this video, so just take my word for it. But here we go. So here is a summary of patch 9.15. So this patch will fix a lot of the physics and sounds that's introduced in patch 9.14. So stuff like easily flipping over in your light tank, yeah, that's getting tweaked. So as you saw with my AMX 1390 clip, what a fail. But this patch will fix a lot of the problems for light tank players or fast vehicle players. So stuff like getting stuck on a building or a destroyed vehicle, getting destroyed by hitting a rock when you're going too fast, or getting flipped over. So a lot of the physics are getting tweaked as well as the sounds. So yeah, it's not kind to light tank players, and the physics and fast vehicles do not mix well if you don't tweak it. So it's important. There are a lot of improvements and UI features that's added to the battle screen as well as the garage. So more stats and more buttons for you to click on. So good stuff. The Grille 15 is replacing the Waffen trigger of E100. So the stapler, Rob Schneider, is a stapler, and that's coming soon. So kind of sucks that we're not keeping the Waffen trigger off E100 as a premium slash special vehicle at tier 10. So I don't know if the vehicle data files are getting totally deleted from the main directory, but hopefully this will return as a special vehicle in the future, I hope. But it's not looking good for the Waffen trigger off E100. There are massive nerfs to the T22 medium tank, the T22 SR, CP, whatever you call it. So the pitchforks and the torches did work. So this tank is getting super nerfed, neutered, actually beyond neutered. It just becomes a quadriplegic dog or something. Oh, it's super bad. But you'll see how bad it is. The OI experimental and OI got a nerf. So those were too OP, like the T22 medium tank. So those are getting a nerf. But some vehicles, some premium tanks are getting buffed. So those vehicles are like the Kanana Yak Panzer, the M56 Scorpion, the Japanese Tiger 1, the STA2. Yeah, those vehicles do need a buff because they're pretty bad as a premium tank. They added 4 vehicles for the super testers, reworked 19 vehicles into HD, so looks a little bit more pretty. Removal of the Rampage mode and Rampage personal missions, so no more T22 rigging, and various mechanical and technical improvements. Now here are my thoughts about this whole patch. So this patch is fixing a lot of the stuff from 9.14. So goes with the wargaming saying for this year. So let's fix a lot of the stuff before we introduce new stuff. So it's a fixing patch. Now the T22 medium tank might become the Aurelia of water tanks. So if you play League of Legends, Aurelia is one of the most OP characters when she was first introduced, but after a few patches, she constantly got nerfed. So the T22 medium tank might become the same status, the nerf status of Aurelia in water tanks. So if the T110E5 is too OP, nerf the T22. So there is a stigma for the T22, and yeah, this tank, it's such a good tank, but in order to get it, it has become so polluted. So, oh god. But yeah, I wouldn't poke one with a 10-foot pole. But yeah, oh well. So the physics tweaks were needed for light tank players or fast vehicle players because they're not kind. The physics are not kind to fast vehicles. And you saw with my AMX 1390 fail, such a easy or small bump to get flipped over so quickly. It's nothing. No. So yeah, does need a few tweaks. And could there be a tow cable system like War Thunder for mishaps in the future? Hopefully, but we don't know yet. So yeah, physics. Gotta love them, but you do have to tweak them. So here are the fixings and improvements on the physics. So change the gravity of the vehicles, so vehicles will become harder to get flipped over. Improve the vehicle's durability to resist high damage from impacts. So if you're driving at 70 kilometers per hour into a rock, you get yourself killed. So that's stupid, but they do fix it, so that's good. Allowing vehicles to traverse while getting stuck on a building or on a rock. So basically, if you get stuck, you can just traverse out of the position and back away. So good. Improve the sounds of shells hitting a tank. So if you get hit with the large caliber shells, it sounds like you're getting hit with the shell shock from Saving Private Ryan. So everything get muffled out and just like or something. But they changed that, so a little bit more consistent based on the damage. All right. Added the ability to select different types of speaker system. If you have a good speaker, then use it. Supporting modifications of the sound components for water tanks. So the modding community could now access how to add sounds to the new sound engine, if you will. So good stuff. But click here to read the official description for the physics change, because they have the videos of stupid stuff you do with the gravity. But just click here. And here are the UI improvements and the new features. So for the garage, they added the ability to view unowned vehicles. So if you're going to buy a new tank, you can see the size of the thing or the shape of it, if you will. Module options are divided into 5 categories. So more details, more stats, changes to the list of basic performance characteristics. So more stuff like camouflage or accuracy while on the move and stuff like that. So more details. Ability to view more stats, camouflage, blah, blah, blah. So there is a dynamic updates to the stats. So basically, if you add equipment like a gun rammer, it will display the modifications to your reload based on how much the gun rammer gives you and how much the weight will affect your horsepower per ton ratio. So it's dynamic. It shows you the difference, which is pretty good. So it's good for players who don't know what stuff they're getting in for and the changes they want before adding a gun rammer and you have to remove it with gold. So that's not fair. So they can see the changes before they add the new stuff. So that's nice. Information on impacts of modules, equipment, and supplies on the parameters of the vehicle. So dynamics, awesome. Reworked the tank carousel with new filters. So you can see the different filters on the tanks. So don't have to pick out if you have a lot of tanks. Good stuff. Added the ping and server population display indicator for the login and the garage screen. So like what mod's been doing for a long time. Added the option of displaying events and promotions after logging in. So the little window that shows you it's on track to the blah blah blah. So awesome stuff. For the Battlefield UI, there's a new aiming circle. So solid green, then the dotted one for the crosshair. There are 2 new zooming degrees up to 16x or 25x. So the default is 4x or 8x, but I've been complaining about zoom mods. So yeah, you do need to zoom in to click on weak spots. So that's good. Zoom mods, man. Revamped ammo count display. So it looks a little bit more pretty. New bonus XP when platooning in certain tiers. So had to look into that one, but there's not that many details about this bonus XP. There's a new base capture indicator, so it displays how many people are capping and how much time left. So good for noobs. Well, good for players who don't mod the game. Whereas if you do mod, it's given with XVM. There is new sounds added to inform the players about imminent end of the battle. So warning thing. And there's a set tab option during chat for chatting up to all platoon or allies. So you can press the tab button for more chat option thingamajig. So quality of life improvements. All right. Here are the mechanical and technical improvements. So updated the intro video clip. So the intro video was from like 2012 or something. So they updated it a little bit. Reworked some personal missions. I don't have the details of those. So I think the incendiary medium tech mission is getting reworked. That's just one of few, but I don't have the whole list. So let's wait for the test server to see. Optimize the pop-up interface with lists and tips. So more tips and stuff. All right, good for noobs. The framework of internal browser or the tank's Osmonium replaced by Chromium embedded framework. So is that for the little video clip thing on the login or updating screen? I don't know. Transition to Core Engine 3.0, improvements to perform at medium and standard graphic settings. So okay, special effects have been revised. So smoke and explosions look more natural. All right, integrated to use modern graphics. So requires driver updates for DX11. PvE mode, the Proving Ground mode, is getting changed from 10 versus 15 to 15 versus 15. Reduce the waiting time, adds the ability to play as one player, so you can play by yourself now. Good. You can test out and see how the stuff works. So good for newbies because nobody plays the Proving Ground initial mode. Added a new spawn point on the upper base, so new spawn, I guess. And there's new AI coding for the bots. So new codes, or are the bots getting smarter? I don't know, but we'll see. And that's pretty much all the improvements. So yeah, so here are the garage features that's added. As you can see, the added options are over dropping box, whatever you call this feature. So mouse over this box and displays all the features of this stat of the vehicle. So yeah, more stuff, fancy stuff, not as the the basic stats over here clumped together. So a little bit more fancy. All right. So as you can see, when you mouse over the lists, there's a lot of stuff. So all the stuff have little pictures, so it doesn't look like a wall of text. So that's good. I think you can select the different options, so more dynamic. That's very nice. So you have the damage for the guns. That's probably the firepower, yeah. This is the health and the armor, the weight, mobility of the vehicle, the gun again, the weight. This is camouflage. This is camouflage rating. That's pretty neat. The view range and radio range. Awesome. So more stuff, more stats for you to understand and wrap your minds around. So here is a good example of dynamic stat change. So as you can see, the stats are inflated or deflated based on the vehicle's equipment and crew skills. So plus 322 or minus something, whatever. So all the red stuff, all the red, green stuff, based on your equipments, based on your crew skills, based on the stuff, the modules you equip. So yeah, dynamics, awesome. So here is the filter to the carousel, a little bit more advanced than the old filter. So you can filter out different tiers, different vehicle types. There are a little bit more stats in the right mouse button. So click on the right mouse button and display even more stuff. So penetration, alpha, rounds per minute, reload time, 41.07 for SU-85. What the hell is this thing? No idea. Gun depression, elevation, gun angle, aim time, accuracy, DPM, view range, armor. What the hell is this thing? 29? I don't know. A lot of stuff, So a lot of stats for you to comprehend. So good stuff. Here is the new login screen features. So it tells you your ping. So good. If you're being stolen, or if you're being hacked, or if your internet is being stolen by somebody else, so go beat them up as usual. Here is the new battle screen features. So 16x zoom or 25x zoom. There's a solid green circle, aim circle thing. All right. There's a display to the base capture. So how many tanks and how much time you have left. Awesome. There's an emergency timer thing if you're playing like, I don't know, assault or encounter mode. So, okay. I couldn't find the ammo count display. Revamped counter thing. Oh well. And here is the Grille 15 stats, replacing the Waffentrigger off E100. So they changed the view range, reduce it by 10 meters. They changed the reload a little bit, so the DPM is not as good, but they buffed the aim time to 1.4 seconds. That's insane. This is 150 millimeter L63. That's, wait, how much is that? Calculator. So that's, whoa. Hold on. So basically 150 millimeter times 63. That's 9,450 millimeter of length for the gun barrel. So divided by 1,000, that's 9 meters, 9.45 meters. That's 10.3-ish yards. This whole gun barrel is the same size for a danger zone on a football field. That's 10 meters or 9.45 meters, but it's a huge gun. It takes 1.4 seconds to aim it. That's ridiculous. Well, the view range nerf is a little bit, not favorable, but it's fine. The gun elevation got nerfed by 1 degree, so okay, but still. 1.4 seconds aim time. DPM could be better, but that's not that bad. I mean, this is a fast vehicle. 22.5 horsepower per ton ratio, top speed of 60. It does not traverse pretty well, but it's a tank destroyer, so you shouldn't expect it to traverse like a medium. And the shell velocity is very fast. So 1,350 meters per second shell velocity. That's almost the same speed as APCR on tier 10 medium tanks. So that's pretty fast. So is it a good replacement for the Waffentrigger off E100? I think it is, and I talk at length about this whole comparison between these two vehicles. So click on this little icon to watch, but it's a good fit, but kind of sucks that we're getting the Grille 15 and not both vehicles. So the Waffentrigger off E100 is going into the ether and nobody knows what's going to happen with it. So we don't get both vehicles. And that's kind of disappointing, but yeah, this vehicle should be fun. Oof. Yeah, it's 1.4 seconds aim time. Oof. That's crazy. Oh boy. Here is the T22 medium massive nerfs. So as you can see, flavor text. The T22 medium is a multi-purpose blah blah blah. It's a rigging vehicle. Everybody just rigs to get it. If you don't have a rigger vehicle, it's nobody who plays rampage mode, so you cannot even get it anyways. So blah blah blah. But look at all these stat decreases. So mobility decrease based on 50% to hard, 47 or 43%, excuse me, to medium, and 33% to soft. So I calculated it. Yeah. 0.8625 for hard, 0.9595 for medium, and 1.9125 for soft. That's pretty bad. So, holy crap. Increased aiming time from 1.9 seconds to 2.4 seconds. Joke. decreased accuracy from 0.33 to 0.38. Holy crap. Reload time increased from 7.5 seconds to 8.1 seconds. That's the same reload as a 105mm on a tier 10 medium with less alpha. So DPM decreased from 2560 to 2370. Gun dispersion got worse. Decreased turret traverse to 30 degrees per second. Decreased hull traverse to 40 degrees per second. This is basically a heavy vehicle, heavy tank now. Nick Cage. Oh my god. Just neutered, just quadriplegic, cut off your limbs type of disabilities to this vehicle. Oh god. Awesome. Awesome. Here is the 59 pan. So increase to the reverse. Increase the view range by 30 meters. So that's pretty good. Aim time, a lot better. Reduce the reload, good. And better accuracy. Nice. The Skoda T40 got an increase to penetration. So what's interesting about this is the pack, not the pack, the KWK 43 L55 88mm, is it getting buff for the regular vehicles like the ones on the VK 3601H or the stock gun on the Tiger 1? So is it getting buffed? We don't know, but as for the premium gun, it is. So yeah, that's quite good, but it's not crazy buff. So it's decent enough. So don't look at a gift horse in the mouth. So don't look at buff as a small buff, but that's still pretty decent. The A32, this is a special pre-order light tank. It's getting buffed with accuracy and penetration. Oh, that's like 30% buff to the penetration. That's insane. And this is a light vehicle, so that's pretty good. Here is the Panzer Kampfwagen 5/4. So basically a Panther with a Panzer IV's turret, but a lot of buff, so good. Buff the camouflage, buff the suspension, blah blah blah, turret change, so more view range, awesome. And this is tier 5 now, so not tier 6, and has preferential matchmaking. Solid vehicle, and has the Panther's armor, so oof. Here is the Kananan Jagdpanzer, so they decrease the accuracy while shooting on the move. So you shouldn't shoot this thing on the move, but it has better aim time now and better penetration. So facing tier 10s is a little bit more viable. That's good. Here is the M56 Scorpion, so buff across the board. Reverse gets buff to 17 kilometers per hour. That's good. Aim time buffed. Awesome. Wait. Dispersion on the gun barrel decreased by 29%. That's pretty good. Here is the T95E2. So better dispersion while shooting on the move. Better view range. Okay. Better traverse. Same gun, but okay. It got a buff from 9.14, right? Or 9.13, but yeah, nobody has it. Or like 0.1% of the population has it. So buff to the T95E6, the Clan Wars reward. I'm surprised the M48 A2 slash blah 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 T54 E2 slash or E1 slash E2 slash T123 E6 is not being given out, but yeah, this is getting buff. So better accuracy while shooting on the move, or better terrain. Okay, better accuracy, better aim time. Good. And better mobility based on terrain resistance. Buff to the Japanese Tiger 1 and the STA2. So yes, very good. Penetration of the 88mm KWK 43 L55. That's just I messed up. It's KWK 36 L56. What's the L55 on? The 75mm? My memory is getting crapped. So I think Is it the 75 L55? I don't know, whatever. So yeah, buff to the historically accurate 88mm. Alright, the SDA has nerf to the reload. That sucks, but gets better accuracy, so and better penetration. A lot of better penetration, so sniper support, I guess. Buff to the Achilles and Challenger, so these are the normal tier 6 and tier 7 British tank destroyers, so accuracy mostly, dispersion, reload of the 17 pounder, accuracy, good. Traverse, dispersion, reload, dispersion, mostly to do with the vehicle's armament, so good. The T-54 lightweight gets a nerf to the reload, ooh, quite significant. And aim time gets a little bit buffed, but the reload gets nerfed pretty hard, so it's a little bit OP, maybe. The Type 91 heavy and the 95 heavy gets buffed because nobody plays it, so dispersion, aim time, reload, so mostly to do with the armament. Oh, here is the OI experimental, the tier 5 OP Japanese heavy. So traverse, dispersion, aim time, reload. Ooh, it's mostly to do with armament, so yep, the gun's too OP. Is it the 100? I think it's the 100. Let's see, Type 4. Yeah, that's a 100mm. So that's the OP gun. The 120 derp gun. Yep. And the 75mm stock gun also gets nerfed. So, Christ. And here is the OI. So, nerf to the traverse. Ooh, by like 20%. Ooh, that's bad. And traverse speed, even nerf some more. Oop. Nerf dispersion, reload of the 100mm. Nerf the derp gun. No, derp gun has crappier accuracy. Oh, it gets nerfed as well. A little bit, by 1 second. Health reduced by 20. So, yeah, it was OP. I did use it for Object 260's personal missions. So, yeah. Well, already completed it, so good. Alright, so that's all the nerf and buffs. So 4 new vehicles are added to test by super testers. So the Object 268, variant number 5, already covered this vehicle, so it's lacking in DPM, but blah blah blah. The Krivslovsky's KV4, so this vehicle doesn't have the HD models, and I've been lazy and busy, so I did not cover it. Same goes for the the T71 CMCD. So this is Chrysler Motor Company, Detroit. So this is the Chrysler version, whereas the vehicle, the T71 in the game, that's Detroit Arsenal's version. So there were 2 versions of the T71, and before the HD rework of the in-game T71, that vehicle was a hybrid of the Chrysler's hull armor and Detroit Arsenal's oscillating turret. So it's a hybrid vehicle, and they separated it into 2 vehicles. So this is going to be a premium tier 7 American light tank. And the T45. So this is a tier 2 Russian light tank. It's likely going to be the anniversary or Russian anniversary award. So this is likely going to give it out around August of this year. So I'm betting it. But that's pretty much it. Alright. So 19 new vehicles with HD models. Or 19 new HD models for existing vehicles. And the T-34-85, the Stug 3G, and the Type 62 are getting a slight collision model rework. So they already have the HD models. It's just a little bit more tweaking with these 3 vehicles. And if you're disappointed with your favorite tank not having the HD remodel, I have some awesome skin links to Milky Man's awesome skin modding website. I've been using the 110. Awesome. This skin is amazing. Makes it look like a Object 260 at tier 8. Crazy awesome. Same goes for the Battle Hardened T62A. Just orgasmic. So check out his website. I'll put the link in the description below, but man, he's good. So to finish off, I'll take a look at some HD models, the 19 vehicles. And as for thoughts about this patch, so it's a fixing patch, but better nerf the T22 some more. It got neutered so hard, but it's funny. Oh, that Nick Cage face. Oh, just oh. But here are the pictures, and we'll finish it off. And we'll start off with the AMX 1390. So this is the vehicle I used to get stuck and destroyed. But this is one of the best passive scouts in the game because the camouflage values are crazy. But this is not the fastest light tank at tier 8 because the horsepower per ton ratio is only around 20, whereas other vehicles are around 22. Here is the Bishop, the tier 5 British artillery based on the Valentine's hull armor. So the only problem I have with this vehicle is the gun elevation is super crap compared to the FE304, and it's not that fast. Here is the BT7, the fastest vehicle in the game based on horsepower per ton ratio. So this thing has like 42 or something, or 39, but it's pretty fast. It's a fast vehicle anyways, but what's not to like? Here is the Centurion Mark 1, the granddaddy of main battle tanks. So the universal tank concept, but I love this tank. A lot of players don't because it's not that fast. Only 40 kilometers per hour top speed. So, but it's alright. The gun's accurate. Here is the Chihi, the tier 4 medium tank for the Japanese mediums. It's alright. It's not that iconic compared to the Sherman, but Sherman just eats this vehicle up. Just what? I like Shermans. America, ooh-ah. But it's alright. Here is the Chinyu Kai, so the modified Chinyu, but I played 2 rounds with it, got a mastery badge, lost both rounds, and I quit. So it's alright, sniping gun, but doesn't have the armor, so does have the gun depression though. Here is the beautiful M60 Patton, so the workhorse of the U.S. Army during during the Cold War, before the Abrams. But I wish we have the M60A3 with a better mantlet, but it's a pretty vehicle. So here is the Object 430, the worst, if you will, of the 3 brothers of Russian medium tanks. But after the T-22 super nerf, this might be the second worst. So does have additional armor at the front and the most health. Here's the Panzer Kampfwagen 38T. The T stands for Czechoslovakia, so like Panzer Visor 38. But this vehicle is faster than the Czechoslovakian counterpart, surprisingly. Didn't keep it. Like the Hetzer a little bit better. Here is the Su-85B, one of the most OP tier 4 tank destroyer, because the 85mm as a tier 4, jeez. So OP vehicle if you can hide it and if you have good spots or spotters. But yeah, didn't keep it. Ooh, this thing is sexy. The Su-122-54. So, oh god, just look at that 122. Look at that KPV gigantic machine gun on top. The 14.5mm super heavy caliber, just anti-aircraft machine gun. Here is the T1 Cunningham, the little tractor, cute tractor with the frog-like eyes, headlights at the front. It's a cute vehicle, but tier 1. Surprisingly, Russian bias, the MS1 is super OP based on the, was it 47mm? Here is the T43, the tier 7 Russian medium. I didn't keep mine because I didn't have it. I had the actually I got the KV13. I researched the T43 and then went on to the T44. Did not like the T43 for some reason. Did not keep it. So Here is the T46 OP because it can have, one of these could have a 85 millimeter as a tier, no, 86. Stop. It could have a 76 millimeter as a tier 3 vehicle. So OP. Here is a T67, originally called the T49 before it got switched. So Hellcat of tier 5. The gun's accuracy could be buffed because it's 0.41, so iffy on that 76 millimeter or 75 millimeter, 76 millimeter. Here's the T80, has a 76 millimeter, so OP, OP, OP. Because Russian tanks at tier 3 has the same gun as Russian tanks at tier 5, so was it 75 or 76? I don't remember, but yeah, nobody plays light or low tiers anymore. Light tanks of low tiers. That's sad. Oh well. The T127, also pretty OP. Russian bias. Yep. But here is the VK3001P, the tank before the Porsche Tiger, the tier 6 medium tank. So it has the KWK36, L54, or L56, I don't remember the numbers, but the historically accurate Tiger 1's gun. And that's all. Oh, never mind. I thought that was all. The WZ131, good tier 7 Chinese light tank. Looks like the splashboard is made off of wood rather than metal. That's interesting for the splashboard, as you can see on the front. It's made of wood rather than metal plating. And that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this patch preview. And T22 medium tank is getting super nerf, so that's the highlight, as well as the fix to the physics and sounds, and the Grille 15, the stapler. But that's pretty much it. So waiting on patch 9.16 or whatever, as they going to introduce the revamp artillery system. So it's not 9.15, but maybe 9.16, so who knows. But as for this patch, T22 massive nerf, satisfied. The Grille 15, satisfied. The better physics tweak, satisfied. So not that bad. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.